Good afternoon. This is Robert Paltz. How you doing tonight? See if I can set the share up. Just a minute. A couple settings I should have done and I didn't do it. Okay, screen one should be that screen. Okay. And this one too. Good. Okay, tonight we're going to talk, or this afternoon, we're going to talk about the statement, nine cousins three times removed. And how is that calculated and what does it mean? It's a measurement and it's a two-part measurement. First off, you have the cousins, and the next thing you have the removed. And the measuring increment is generations. So just remember that. This is for my family who asked this question, and it took me 3 months to realize they had asked the question and put it on the list. And we'll talk about that in a minute. I'm neither a professional nor an expert genealogist. I'm just an amateur genealogist, just like you. I've been doing this since 1992, and every time there's a technology change, I try to keep up with it. So it's a little bit of a challenge at times. I did delete my errors this time. I'm sorry, because it was very confusing. The first video I did, second video I did had bad audio, and this is my third. I didn't think you wanted to hear bad audio with a big echo on it. I consider this a collaborative effort. I put forth what I've done, and I hope that you will take it and look at it and feel good enough about it that you would take and tell me other ways to take and do it that are better than what I'm doing. I want to thank the individual who, on the last video that I did, sent me 2.5 pages of information to take and help improve the videos. Hopefully, I'm understanding those and I'm trying to take and implement those here. I've got several comments from the last video, so I find that very interesting. I also do videos for those who have responded I go too fast. You'll see that I've increased the cursor size and done other things so that people can take and see them and view them better. All views expressed are mine. I'm a member of 7 genealogies and history societies currently. I don't represent a single one of them. I'm not on the board. I'm not in any of the administration. I just attend the meetings and try and get educated. And I help administer 2 Facebook sites. You can see them there. If you're in those families, I would really enjoy having you take and join them. Okay, the goal today is to explain to my family how the statement ninth cousin three times removed is how it's calculated. And I don't know how to do that myself when I started. And I'm not sure that I do now. Okay, for the process, the statement is the ninth cousin of three times removed. So when I say the statement, that's what I'm talking about. The baseline and when I talk about the baseline, that's my generation. That's the base generation. Maybe base generation would be a better word. Uh, this is not a genealogy term. This is a Robert Paltz term. And the common ancestor, this should be eighth great grandparents generation. The seventh has 512, and it's twice that for the individuals for the one I'm doing. I moved it from seventh to eighth because it has a better process. It's one of the changes I made, and I didn't get it on this sheet. Okay, what does the family questions mean? Okay, if you haven't been watching my stuff, you probably don't know. So this is what it is. Each year, I ask my family what questions in genealogy they're interested in. And my wife and I both do this. And if you make it germane to your family, they're more likely to take and continue doing this after you're gone. And they may continue your work. And since they all have copies of my work, maybe one of them will actually become a genealogist. And the question we're handling is this one right here. This is second cousin once removed, but that was just too small of an example. So I've enlarged it to ninth cousin three times removed because it shows a little bit more of the detail. Just paging through here, these are the kinds of questions I get. I'm doing this for your information so that you know what kinds of questions I get. That's it. And for this example, I chose my ninth cousin, actually three times removed, but the third removal is a living person, and I chose not to show that to you. So let's examine this line a little bit. Please note that it goes up to a common ancestor, comes across, and then comes down the other side. So when you see the next chart, that's what that represents. Now I've replaced the names with the title statements, uh, how they're related to me. So the relationship statements. And so this is the line. Now to make this the chart, all you have to do is I use basically the source of this was the Roots Tech Are We Related thing that's going on right now, because that shows you the relationship between you and other people that have gone to Roots Tech. And I was trying to figure out how to explain this, and I came up with this particular example. And so to make this chart for each one of these individuals, I came here and I clicked there, and you'll see that the ID is now copied. Then I went to Family Search, and I went to Family Tree, and I said Find, and that came up like this. And then I put ID there, and then I put this here, and I do a Control C. Oops. Let's just take one of these. A Control C, and it copies it there. And then you hit search, comes up like this. You click on the person, and you click here, and you have how you are related to that person. Okay. So that's one of my grandmothers. And so she's my second great grandfather or second great grandmother. And actually, the Higginbotham is the line that this goes through. So that's how you do it. I did it for each one of the individuals, and got that. Okay. So let's go back to the chart. Okay. Okay. View relationship. I did that. Uh, okay. I retrieved the data from Family Search. That was, let me make sure you saw that. That was right here. It says my second great grandmother. Okay. I just copied that and put that into a spreadsheet. Okay. All righty. And this is what the results are. So I've replaced the names that go up this line and down this line with the relationships. Okay, now this is a measurement. And to do the measurement, you need a starting point. And in this measurement, there's two pieces to the measurement, and there's two starting points. So one step below my common ancestor, which is right here, you start counting down. And when you reach me, that's the number of cousins. The second part is removed. And removed, you start with my generation and you move out in either direction. And you'll see 1 and 1. Let me get a little bit better view here so you can see this better. Okay, this is a little bit better. So, like I said, from the cousins, you go down 1 below the common ancestor, and you start counting the next one. Okay, that's because these are uncles and aunts, and they're not cousins until you get down here. Okay, so you count 9 cousins, and then from my generation, you go 1 separation from that, and that's the removed. So you got 2, 2, 3, and 3. Now, I've never seen another genealogist do a presentation like this. This is strictly mine. And I'm not sure whether you understand it, but for starters, have understand it. The other charts that genealogists generally use just confuse me. I don't see the measurement piece of it, and it took me to doing this to take and figure out how these are done. And anyway, um, yeah, I've covered that. Okay. Okay. Now the next step that I took, make sure that I've got everything here. Let me see. Yep, I'm getting ready to go into the next step. Okay. So the next step that I took, and this was strictly for me, and it may be of interest to you because you're a genealogist. I've always wondered what years each of these generations represented. And this turned out to be an exceptionally good case because when I looked at it, this is me and this ninth cousin three times removed, and I are basically the same age within a couple years. Our parents are basically the same age. So the reason they're three times removed is this line had children faster than this line did. So that's a difference that occurs. So I wanted to see the dates. And so I did this. I added the dates lived to this column. Now, this has nothing to do with defining the relationship. This is just for my information and for yours of what dates I'm talking about for each one of these generations. And so I find, for my generation, it's 1922 to 2021 for my parents' line. Yet and her line, this lady's a lady, this ninth cousin three times removed is a lady. It's 1929 to 2020. Look how close those are. And so basically, I have kind of bookends here. This is one side of the numbers, and this is the other. There are probably other bigger variations in my family, but I found it very interesting to find this much variation. All right. This is a family question playlist. If you're interested in what other family questions I've answered on YouTube. I don't answer all the questions out there because some of them are very private for the family. But the stuff that I think people might be interested in and don't involve living individuals, I put out there. This is the email address for you to take and comment on, or you can take and do it in the comments below. Please subscribe and give me a thumbs up if you like it. I will respond to emails, but sometimes it takes me a while. Please email additional topics you think. And thank you for your time. And I also want to thank the person that took the time out to write me a 2.5 page comment on how I'm doing and what he thought could be improved. And the other comments that I've received several comments on the last presentation. And I want to thank all of you for doing that. Now, let's see here. You all have a good evening now.